back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where robots get rated and fans get hyped. So what figure are we reviewing today? Well, we're going to review the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class alphatrion, the wisest prime of all time. And I really love this guy, really cool. So, is he truly worth having in the collection? Well, let's check him out, shall we? Let's go! Now, before we take a look at the figure itself, we need to take a quick look at the packaging. So we have a nice image of alphatrion in his robots mode, and in his vehicle mode, alphatrion is his name, Age of the Primes. On the side of the box, we got more alphatrion. On the other side of the box, we got some more primes. And we have Till All Are One, Voyager class. On the back of the box, we got obligatory product shots. You can do all that. And that's basically it for the packaging itself. So moving right along, here we have alphatrion, the next member of the 13 primes. And as you can see, he is a Cybertronian ship type mode. Honestly don't know what this is, but it looks cool though. It's a nice looking alt mode, very solid looking alt mode too. I do quite like it. So yeah, so let's get in close here so you can take a look at the details. Got nice super paint on the front here and on the sides as well. A little bit of blue paint right here, again some metallic blue paint right on the top here of the cockpit. Got the nice translucent red plastic used for the cockpit as well. Got some pinkish paint on him. And yeah, very nice looking alt mode. You do have top of his head right there, but it is what it is, it's okay. And yeah, so there's the top. Then there we have the bottom, and as you can see, his accessories are already stored in vehicle mode because I don't want to waste time storing the accessories in the vehicle mode, so just store the accessories in the vehicle mode already, and that saves time. But yeah, but there you go. Yeah, very cool looking alt mode. I mean, we never really saw G1 alphatrion transform, so I guess this is the alt mode that he would have if we saw him transform. But hey, it's cool though. It's kind of a sweepish alt mode as well. Looks like that, so, but looks good. Looks very, very good in my personal opinion. Now, these things are actually removable because they come packaged separately in the box. So, they are removable for reasons. I don't know. But they're meant to go onto these ports in the alt mode and in robot mode. So, yeah, but there you go. He does have an Autobot symbol, which is very interesting. But there we go. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool looking alt mode in my personal opinion. So let's bring in some size comparisons. And here we have the Age of the Primes alphatrion compared with the Titan's Return Voyager class alphatrion. And you can see how they look together. And as you can see, the new alphatrion is he's smaller than Titan's Return alphatrion in terms of the alt mode. Yeah, you can see the size difference there between the two alphatrions. Pretty cool. I mean, I still like Titan's Return alphatrion, but I may like the Age of the Primes version a bit better. I don't know. What do you think? Do you prefer Titan's Return alphatrion, or do you prefer Age of the Primes alphatrion? So, you know, your opinion, to each their own. So there we go, and let us reunite alphatrion with the rest of the primes. And there we go, there we have alphatrion compared with the other primes that we have gotten so far in their alt modes. So we got Solus Prime, Alchemist Prime, Micronus Prime, Vector Prime, Megatronus Prime, and Prima Prime. And they all look really cool together. Very, very nice. So that is pretty much it for the alt mode comparisons. So yeah, that is pretty much it for alphatrion's alt mode here. It's just a nice looking Cybertronian spaceship thing, and I like it. I really dig it. So let us transform alphatrion into his robots mode. So first things first, you want to remove these the accessories here, and we'll take a look at them in a little bit. And yeah, and now we can get started. So take these sections here, take the wings, and just untab them from the bottom here. Just untab them, just like so, and just fold it up like so. Do the same thing on your side, just untab it, untap it, tap them very securely, and just fold this up until they tab together. So tab that together, and there we go. Now take the arms here. Now one side already came untabbed itself, but you have to untab the arm here. Just untab the arm like so, and then you want to take these pieces here and just rotate them upwards. Rotate them upwards, and now you can take this entire section and just untab it, just like so. You have to open up the cockpit as well, and there we go. And then just bring this up like so and leave that for now. So now you can take this entire assembly here and just rotate this around like so. You want to take this panel here, just flip this out, and then feed this through that gap, and just tab this in, just like so. And then you can take this entire backpack section. Actually, no, before that, you want to rotate the waist 180 like so. Rotate the waist 180, just like that. Sorry, I'm not centered. Anyway, you have to tap this back in together, and there we go. So now you can bring this down, and as you do that, you have to rotate these in. You have to rotate these around, rotate this in, rotate it in, just make it flush against that, and then just bring this down and just close up that panel here, and it should tab into those tabs, and there we go. There we have that backpack section all done. Take the head and just bring this forward, just like so. Now we can deal with the legs. So for the legs here, just split the legs, just like so. Rotate them to the forefront. Rotate them to the forefront, like so. And then take this knee section here, and this will collapse down, just like that. This will collapse down, just like so. There we go. And there we got that. Now I take the feet and just flip this up. Flip the feet up, like so. And take the heel spur, and they will come out. There we go. Just flip out the heel spur. Flip out. Flip out. I say, there we go. Flip out the heel spur. And there we got his legs, pretty much all done. Now for the arms, just rotate them around, bring the arm down, and then take the fist, and then flip them out. Flip out the hands, and I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Ooh, we're done. So there you go. There we have alphatrion fully transformed into his robot mode. Actually, before that, you have to unlock his ankles. There we go. Unlock his ankles a little bit. And there we go. So there you go. There we have alphatrion in his robot mode. And that is definitely straight up G1 alphatrion right there. Definitely looks like him. Now his appearance is actually based on the War Dawn episode from G1 when the Aerobots went back in time to save Orion Pax from death. So yeah, but it's pretty cool. I do quite like a younger alphatrion. So my Titans Return alphatrion can be the older alphatrion. So I got the best of both worlds. Yay! But that's pretty cool. I like him. I really like his robot mode design. Very nicely done, in my personal opinion. So, alright, so let's get in close here so we can take a look at the head sculpt. And yeah, you know, it is a younger alphatrion, but again, it's based on his appearance from War Dawn. And yeah, nice molding details all around. Nice paint on the chest here. Very nice, very nicely done, in my personal opinion. And this kind of gives the illusion of his cape, which I do quite like. And yeah, all in all, very nicely done robot mode, in my personal opinion. Very solid. He's a solid dude as far as I'm concerned. So now, in terms of articulation with this figure, the head is on, I don't think it's on the ball joint. Is it on the ball joint? No, it's not. No, it's not on the ball joint. It's just a swivel joint here. So it can swivel full 360 there. You can use this hinge, if you really want to make him look up. Yay! And he doesn't really look down. The shoulders can rotate a full 360. It can move in and out. This shoulder pad, they can actually move if you really want them to. You do have a bicep swivel there and deep elbow bend there, over 90 degrees. The hands, nothing at the wrists due to the way it's designed, and the hands can actually open and close like that. Hey, that's pretty cool. Rarely you get fingers that open and close on mainline figures. I'm glad that alphatrion has that piece of articulation. Very cool. He does have if you untap the backpack here, he does have an ab crunch. You know, hey, it's a thing that you can do. Whatever. So you can give him an ab crunch if you really want to. He does have a waist rotation there. You have to unlock the backpack here. If you don't tap it in, you can actually make full use of that waist rotation. These skirt pieces can actually move out of the way to accommodate the leg movement. Legs can move up that far, can move back. Not that far though, because this is getting in the way. He can pretty much do the full splits though. You do have a thigh rotation, you do have a knee joint, slightly over 90 degrees of bend there, and the feet, they can move that. If you flip, once you have the heel spur flipped out, the feet can't really move down, but if you keep the heel spur hidden in the foot, you can actually move the feet down due to transformation. But you do have some ankle tiltage right there, lots of ankle tiltage right to there, and I do quite like that. So he's pretty poseable. He is pretty poseable, pretty articulated as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, all in all. And all the joints are very nice and snug, so nothing loose on my copy, and that is very, very good. But now let us talk about his accessories. Hey, be center a little bit more, alphatrion. So he comes with a quill pen and the book. And the book is actually the Covenant of Primus, which is pretty cool. And you can actually open it up, and it reveals some pages here, which is very, very cool. You can see that some Cybertronian writing in this page, and you get his logo in this page as well. And this actually translates to till all are one, which is very, very cool. So, hey, I can read Cybertronian now. Ah! Which is very cool. And we got this page, which kind of reveals, I think that's Cybertron? I think so? I think? Yeah. And if we zoom on to this page right here, you do have like a molded in a tape deck. You do have some like a record button, play button, a stop button, a rewind button, a forward button. That's pretty cool though. You do have a tape deck and some buttons. So you can play some music in the Covenant of Primus, and that's pretty cool. Now you can actually get alphatrion to hold the Covenant of Primus. So you can just use this peg right here, and he can just hold this book up. Just plug this into his hand. You can hold it, and then you can take the quill pen here and just put this into his other hand, and come on, just feed through, there we go. And you can give him the book and the pen, and there we go. That's pretty cool. I like that. So yeah, you can actually just give the illusion that he's actually writing in the book. So that's pretty cool. I really like this. Very nice. Very, very cool. But if you wish to store these accessories in the robot mode, you can do so. So just let me just remove these from his hands. And how we store these accessories in his robot mode, you have to flip this open like so. So there is a port right here, and the peg on the book can actually just peg onto that port right there if you really wanted to. And then this section here, there is a tab right here, and there's a slot on either side, so you can actually just take this and just tab that in just like so, and there we go. We got everything stored in the robot mode, which is pretty cool. I do quite like that. So now we can just remove this pen for a bit, because you can actually remove this section right here. Oh, so what does that do? So you can actually make it into a shield. So hey, whoa, he was breakdancing a little bit there. Whoa, alphatrion, what a talented prime you are. Even though you're actually the wisest prime of all time. But anyway, so for this accessory to become a shield, you have to open all this up, split. You have to split this. You have to flip this peg around as well. And then you're gonna take all this and just bring this to the other side, and they will tap together. And there we go, that forms his shield. And you can just put this onto his forearm there. And then this peg on his hand will go into the little tiny port inside there, so it does stay on there, and that's pretty cool. You can give him some sort of a shield weapon. Very nice, I do quite like that. And another thing that this figure can do is that you can actually remove his Autobot symbol. So you have to remove the Autobot symbol. Where is it? There it is. And you can actually just peg it into his hand, and he can basically just hold it like so, which is pretty dang cool. And this is supposed to be replicating the scene in one of the G1 episodes where he was A3 and he removed his Autobot symbol, and I forgot what it was called, but if you don't know what this is called, please let me know in the comments, because I really want to know what this is called. Like a coder thing? I don't know, but I totally forgot. And of course, you can actually remove this this piece right here. You can actually just plug this into his forearm, and you can take the Autobot symbol and just put it onto his shoulder if you really want to. Hey! All things that you can do with this figure, and that is really cool. So there's a lot of playability with this guy. So now we're gonna bring in some size comparison. So I'm gonna put the Autobot symbol back into his belly real quick, so I will be right back. And there we have alphatrion compared with the Titan's Return Voyager class alphatrion. And in my personal opinion, I really like the Age of the Primes alphatrion a little bit better here, because it screams G1 alphatrion here. I mean, this is a cool alpha. Hey! He fell down. But anyway, I mean, this is a cool alphatrion too, but you know, I like this guy a lot more. That's just my personal opinion, to each their own. So let's reunite alphatrion with the rest of the Prime, shall we? And there we go, there we have alphatrion compared with the other Primes that we've gotten so far. So Alchemist Prime, Micronus Prime, Solus Prime, Prima Prime, Megatronus, and Vector Prime. And they all look really good together. They all look very, very cool together. I love it. I absolutely love it. So cool. So cool that we're getting proper figures of these 13 primes, and I am oh so happy about this. So that is pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons right here. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class alphatrion, the wisest prime of all time, and I absolutely love this figure. This figure is just excellent in my personal opinion. Robot mode looks really good. The alt mode looks really good as well. He's got very, very good articulation and a very smooth transformation that works very well. So he's definitely a fun figure to mess with. Love the amount of accessories he comes with. He has the removable Autobot symbol, he has his shield, he has the Covenant of Primus and the quill pen. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's pretty cool. I love that. That's the first time that we ever see a figure come with a book accessory. So I like that. That's really cool. It cracks me up, but it's still a really cool accessory. So yeah, in my personal opinion anyway. But yeah, all in all, it's a really well done figure, and I'm really glad to have him as part of the 13 primes and part of my collection. So if I were to rank this guy from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10. I'm only giving him a 9.5 because he definitely needed some wrist wobbles to pull off the writing a book pose a little bit better. I mean, you can still do it, but it would have been nice if he had wrist wibbles. So, it is what it is. Still 9.5 out of 10 is a great score for this figure. So, and I think that's pretty much it for today's video review. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are completely new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you will never miss any of my future videos. And of course, if you've enjoyed this review, be sure to click that like button down below, give it a thumbs up, yay! And of course, you can always check out my Age of the Primes reviews playlist for any videos I may have missed. So I will post a link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Age of the Primes, Voyager class, alephatrion, and this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out to all one, and I'll see you guys next time. alephatrion!
A leader, the viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you, yeah, you watching, smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good, now hit the button, before he starts quoting the Covenant of Primus.